born unofficial literary school. Nevertheless, the term is still used today to refer to these influential romantic writers. So let's talk about now about the central figures of the group is the main members. First of all, we have William Wordsworth. The other one is Samuel Taylor Coleridge and Robert Soule. These three men formed the core of the group in the living and working proximity within the Lake District. And another important member was Dorothy Wordsworth, also played a vital role in their life in their work. Her daughters provide a constant source of inspiration for her brother's poetry. So now let's talk about a little bit about William Wordsworth. He was the poet of the nature. He was a poet of English romanticism, a founder of English romanticism, and Wordsworth believed that poetry could use that simple language to describe the lives of ordinary people. For him, nature was a source of wisdom and spiritual growth, teaching and inspiring human beings through his connection to the soul. One of his most famous work was the Prelude, which is autobiographical poems and explore the growth of his mind and imagination and identity as a poet. And he's really famous in literature. So now let's talk about a little bit about Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who was for the mystery and imagination. He was the Wordsworth's close friend and collaborator. Together, they helped launch the Romantic movement through the lyrical ballads in 1798. And he was fascinated by mystery, dreams, and supernatural. His poems often explore the darker and more enigmatic side of the human mind and the nature. One of his most famous works was the Christabel, which is basically combines the mystery, the imagination, the fantasy, sorry, and the psychological fiction. Let's talk about now a little bit as well the Robert Soule, who explored the versatility and the service. He was a resident of the Lake District for 40 years, and so he provided essential stability to the group. His career also he wrote poetry, and he became especially known for his prose work, for biography and historical writers. And his career was marked by significant political evolution and moving from youthful radicalism to a conservative stance emphasizing the national values. And he was he also contributed to the English literature, and he was appointed for UN Government of Britain, one of the highest literary honors in the country. So let's talk about the Lake District, was the place who inspired those poems. This place is called the Muse of the Stone and Water. It's because they play a vital role for these group. It means the mountains, the lake, and the forests of the Northwest England were not just a backdrop, but the driving force of their creativity. The poets believe that the nature has the power to inspire and improve people's emotional and spiritual life, and turning to the region into a famous literary destination. However, ironically, Wordsworth was worried about this because he thinks that increasing the tourism in this place will damage the beauty and the natural beauty and that has inspired his poetry. So the legacy and the literature that these would provide is that they help to transform our life. They provide the transformation for the emotional revolution. They prioritize individual feelings and imagination over the reading. the enlightenment. Also, the nature as a news. They established the natural world as a primary source of the spiritual moral inspiration, and as well the democratic language. Means they transform poetry using language, a simple language that ordinary people can understand and also related to. So for me, be able to realize with this presentation, we could say that the lake points celebrate the history connection between the nature and human emotion, forever changing the landscape of English literature, and their legacy lies in a shared vision of beauty and the truth, providing us